Thank you for listening to the Business Blast podcast. So for all my listeners out there that have been wanting to do your own podcast, I'd like to introduce to you Anchor. Anchor is a one-stop shop for recording, hosting, distributing, and monetizing your podcast. So before I found Anchor, I had never actually done a podcast because all the research that I had gathered made it seem very complex. Then I found Anchor, and Anchor makes podcasting extremely simple. So if you want to do your own podcast, go to anchor.fm/start. I can't wait to hear your podcast. All right, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Business Blast podcast. I'm your host, Tyler Wagner, and today I have Tracy Sekhon with us. She is the founder and CEO of Autism Resource and Treatment Center. ARTC is a community-based center that will provide resources and treatments for all ages on the autism spectrum and support for their families, all under one roof. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Of course. Grateful to have you here, Tracy. So the first question we ask on this show is, what is the best story from your life that has an underlying valuable message?
Well, there are many stories. Of course, I'm sure everyone has this, but my journey through life to ARTC, is being gifted with 4 children that are all very unique and amazing and incredible. But my last 2 were a little extra unique in that they were diagnosed with autism. And it is that journey through autism that brought me to ARTC and the development of the center. And it was an awakening for me. So that, the journey showed me what was missing, what could be helpful, what other parents needed, and how hard that journey is. So that has to be the most profound because it's where I am at right now. And again, there's many of them, but that's where I am today.
And then what is the most valuable piece of information we should know that's within your expertise or industry?
Okay, so that's what ARTC is all about. There are ways to navigate the challenges of autism, and so many people don't know that, first and foremost, because they don't know the signs and symptoms of autism, and secondarily, don't know where to get the resources and what resources are necessary to help their kiddos succeed. So that's what I need others to understand, is that there are answers. Sometimes we have to look a little harder to find them, but for sure there are answers, that we can seek to find it to get through this successfully.
And then what is your best piece of overall business advice, so not necessarily industry specific?
Well, I've learned to be patient and take baby steps through business. And as a previous small business owner, I have 20 years of experience in learning that all things come to fruition when, in fact, you're putting forth consistent effort. And for me, I am a big believer in the compound effect. I've seen it happen over and over again. And I think that we just have to stay true to our journey.
Mm-hmm. And then if you could give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that be?
Oh, that's a big one. I would tell my younger self to surrender to the process and understand that I have control over very little. It's the art of allowing.
And then, in your opinion, kind of going a little bit down a different path, in your opinion, what is the key to happiness?
Oh, living the purpose. My key to happiness is the internal fulfillment that I come from living my purpose. And again, that comes back to seeing the kiddos and so forth.
And then what is the best book that you've read, and what was the number one thing you learned from that?
Oh, I just finished Michelle Obama's Becoming. And what I learned about that is, her journey from nothing to First Lady through trial and triumph. It's all about staying grounded and being who you are and showing up authentically and understanding that the world may view you differently, but it doesn't have to change who you are.
And then what is your favorite quote and why?
It always seems impossible until it's done. And I think it's self-explanatory.
Yes, I love it. Well, thank you so much for coming on. The last one I got for you before we let you go is, where can our audience best find you online?
www.artcsandiego.com. That's ARTC San Diego.
Perfect. Thank you again.
Thank you.